Breaking news. We just found a new island near the Caribbean. The new island is called Moana and was found last week.
Today, we're going to take you along with us and teach you everything about it.
Moana is an island located near the Caribbean.
It has many clean, clear, and warm beaches.
We're going to take you along to see some of the beautiful sights of Moana. I am here at one of the benches near the Rosa Waterfall. This is one of the most famous attractions in Moana, and many tourists come to visit. And back to you, Annabelle.
I'm standing here in Moana next to one of the beautiful trees that the Yorba tribe has planted. The Yorba are a native tribe here in Moana and do all the planting on the island. Scarlett, to you?
Here is some of the gravel scattered around Moana from one of the most famous volcanoes and one that created Moana, Tafini.
Right now, we are sitting at one of the most famous beaches near the Gibson River.
The Gibson River is the most famous river on the island.
It runs through the middle of the island, and there's many fish and sea turtles in the river.
It's a sight you have to see.
And now on to the importance of the location. By being an island, Moana trades with its surrounding islands by boat. It also gave them a good source of food. They would fish with hooks on strings and with nets.
Another important feature of being on an island was that they were protected by water on all four sides, and they had great weather. There was never too hot or too cold weather. This creates great living and fruit growing conditions.
Now, we're going to talk about Moana's culture.
The people of Moana speak a language called Kai. Their ancestors made up the language and they still use it today. Fish are very plentiful in the area, so it's their main food source. The people of Moana weave nets from palm and carve spears out of obsidian to catch their fish. Snorkeling was a big part of their everyday routine.
Weaving baskets is also a big part of their culture. The people made baskets of palms. They use baskets for trade and everyday use. The people of Moana also surf as a sport or activity, wanting to make a flat surface to balance on the ocean.
The language of Kai is what the people of Moana spoke. Their ancestors created this language and it is still used in Moana today. They used it when they trade and spoke. It was very important to their culture, and kids learned this at a very young age. Boys and girls went to a 4-year training to learn the language of Kai.
Now we're here with Pierce telling you about Chief Caspian.
I've actually been studying Chief Caspian for 10 years now. Chief Caspian was a very powerful man. Everyone had to obey him. He was the leader of all tribes in Moana. Caspian was a good person. He focused more on the poor people than the wealthy people. He tried to create a happy life for the poor people. Giving someone something and helping someone out is the best thing you can do in life. That was a quote from Chief Caspian.
Moana is divided into 3 tribes. Chief Caspian was the ruler of all the tribes. Each tribe had a leader to make sure that tribe is running smoothly. All the tribes had different jobs, and they all worked together to get the island safe.
Moana was the first country to develop snorkeling. Although it kept very popular throughout the years, their equipment has evolved. Their tubes to breathe used to be thick, hollow sticks of bamboo with leaves wrapped around it to prevent water from coming in.
Now they still have a tube, and they have developed goggles. Their tube is made out of glass, and they get it from trading with guano. And since guano was modernized, they get goggles from them too. Now we're going to talk about Moana's economy. Their money is called ula, and it stands for sea jewel. Sand dollars were the money they used for everyday life. The citizens of Moana can buy anything with their ula.
People of Moana trade to get goods that aren't in their country. They trade with islands near them, mostly Barbuda and Guana Island. Their only way to get to those islands was by boat. The citizens of Moana trade exotic fruits, shell jewelry, fish, coral, weapons made out of volcanic rocks, and plants. The people of Moana have many different traditions and holidays, some of which are still continued today. One very important tradition is the tribal get-together. This is where once a year, all 3 tribes meet up in a very sacred place, the middle of Moana, and they have a feast. The chief will discuss how things are going and issues they may be having. Then, they perform rituals from way early times and camp overnight in the sacred area.
The early people of Moana found the island from boat. They traveled from Cuba hoping to find a place to start their empire. Their ancestors left Cuba because they had no power. Once they reached new land, they started to figure out how to survive. One of the leaders decided to create tribes and then prospered from there on out.
Here is a timeline demonstrating some of the events in Moana. In 1329, the island was discovered and was found by boat. In 1350, 3 tribes were created and the island began to prosper. In 1400, islanders created surfing. Surfing became very popular in Moana. In 1500, trade became very important to their culture. And in 1567, the tribes get together and were created.
I want that to be in the bloopers.
It's near the Gibson. Is the okay? There's a read.
On the poor people in Moana. No, I forgot.
Out of the wood. What does that say?
Safe and secure